put you on game, where you leave with more than you came. We're your hosts, Ashten and Milaan.
Whoop, whoop.
What up, what up? And let's get into it this week, Ash.
But before we get into it, shout out to Figueroa 8 for allowing us to use this beautiful space. We got the pool in the background. It's a little chilly in Southern California. But we really rocking in here, so
yeah. Shout out to Fig. Shout
out to Fig 8, man.
Let's get into it with let's start with just 100 mil getting thrown out, 100 mil bags getting bags.
Let's talk money talk.
Getting bags.
A little money talk, you know what I mean?
Shannon Sharpe is reportedly on the verge of signing a podcast deal worth over $100 million.
Do you know how crazy that sounds? Like, it's already enough to get a mil. 500,000, 250. Matter of fact,
hey, can I hold $1?
Girl, that's insane. 100 mil?
Yes. So the backstory: his contract with the Volume is coming to an end. So he's in talks with people. They didn't name who, right. But they're saying that the contracts are looking worth over $100 million. And that's more than he's made in his NFL career.
Which is crazy to me.
I know, because when we were talking about it, we were talking like, yo, if you would have told Unc, as he was starting his football career, like, yo, you're going to make way more than what you're making right now interviewing people and chopping it up.
Yap for fun.
That is Ashton.
I love a good yap session. That's one thing I love to do is yap. But to get paid $100 million to yap, absolutely. What?
Yep. And whoever he does sign with, they'll be picking up all his shows. So like the Club Shay Shay, the nightcap that he does with Ocho, and he has a couple others. But yeah, I mean, Club Shay Shay has become one of like the biggest podcasts in sports and entertainment, and especially with that Cat Williams, I think they said that it's at like 89 million views, which is crazy. That's
ridiculous. And since we're talking money talk, let's break it down just a little bit.
Yeah, let them know. Put them on game.
Just a smidge, Milaan. Just a smidge. So what Unc got going on, right, is not only is he making money just by posting on YouTube. So I'm assuming the 89 million views on that one Cat Williams episode, I can't even tell you how much I think that is, but I know it's a lot of money. Then, if you notice, during his episodes, he has brand deals. So you could kind of peep the brand deals in the episode. If you see in like the top right corner, it'll be like, you'll see maybe Shannon Sharpe's logo with another brand. That's usually meaning that the episode is sponsored, right? So you got that.
So that's another bag,
right? And then he is shopping not only his show, but a plethora of other shows under the Shannon Sharpe, umbrella.
Yeah.
That for which I guess is worth 100 mil. That's insane. And then there was something else.
Oh, he's on ESPN.
You're right.
Listen. Hey, Unc, use working, Unc.
This is his side job. First off,
ESPN is a side job, bro. ESPN is your side job. Like, y'all get to y'all later. I'm making 100 mil elsewhere, bro. Like, that's actually insane.
Do you know how fire that is?
Nah, shout out to Unc. Honestly, shout out to Unc for getting the bag, and then like also just inspiring everybody else to keep getting after it. Like,
that is really inspiring. Like when you think about it, just being in a space alone is really hard, but this man developed a whole team, a whole squad, multiple shows while he is working. And not only has he's worked his whole life by being an athlete first and foremost.
Like that's easy. Let's talk
about how this man played in the NFL.
Like that.
It was good. A star.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. Like don't play with Unc. He
needs to get all the flowers, all the credit.
Yes.
And he should have got it. What did he say? 100 mil. A ticket deal. A pickle deal. Lakers at 5.
Hey, I need Ron to shout him out. Give him a little congratulations.
Hey, Shannon in 5 or Shannon in 100.
Yeah.
And shameless plug. We are free to,
Hey, Unc, if you need work. 2 women in sports.
Milaan, this is Milaan. I'm Ashten.
It is up.
Put you on game. You know what I mean? So, and speaking of money. We this is Money Talk Friday or whatever. Let's talk about what's happening in the NBA space, but also the music. Technically,
sports and music.
Sports, music, entertainment, hydration. Kendrick is in the new Gatorade ad and the first artist to be featured.
How much sweat are you willing to lose? That's how much you willing to win. Like, how much work you willing to put in, bro? Did you not feel motivated?
I'm extremely motivated.
Shout out to Gatorade. Shout out to Kendrick.
Matter of fact, I'm about to go work out.
I'm gonna go jump in the pool. Take some laps.
Because what the heck? Like, Kendrick, first off, congratulations to Kendrick for being the first artist to be featured in a Gatorade ad. This campaign is obviously fire. And you want to know what's crazy? The ad title is called Lose More, Win More. I wonder if he had any input on that.
Kendrick, can you let us know?
You know Kendrick. You know Kendrick be strategic.
Nothing that he does is it don't got like he's always thinking, bro. He's always plotting.
Always on top of it. So if you guys haven't watched the ad, let me tell you a little bit about it. So the athletes in the ad include Luka, Jason Tatum, Asia Wilson, Caitlin Clark,
Serena,
Sauce Shador, Sanders in there. Everybody looking active, looking good. Then you see Kendrick, doing the push-ups at the end, like you mentioned. That was really, really fire. So we're gonna dive in a little bit deeper. The Sports Business Journal, Gatorade CBO Anush said they chose K-Dot because of his mindset of hard work, resilience, and pushing boundaries. The choice to include Kung Fu Kenny came as Gatorade seeks to engage its brand with younger audiences. So.
Gen Zers.
Yeah.
How y'all feeling?
I mean, can millennials be in there too?
You're young, still young.
Hey man, we barely cutting it.
Hey, no.
Wait, are you? Yeah, you're a millennial.
Hey, yo! Oh no, cut that out, bro. Cut that out. One year difference. She was tossing me at all. That's crazy.
No, my fault, big dog.
No, I'm not big, no.
You said dog. Apparently I'm little dog.
Hey, she threw me under.
That's my bad. Kendrick is really, like I said, really strategic with it. So he goes from doing the halftime performance, NFL Super Bowl,
the biggest.
Then he's gonna jump into this ad where it gets played during NBA playoffs. Mm-hmm. So very high profile, very high watched type of event. So shout out to his team. That's amen. And apparently, this is one of the biggest marketing campaigns ever for Gatorade. So.
And I feel like they did it right. They did it right.
There's hella layers to it.
Yeah.
On top of him, narrating over the ad and having like all these, really dope
big
athletes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're the top tier ones. Mm-hmm. You hear his music in the background.
Ping bop, ping-a-boo. Hey, when the beat dropped, I was like, oh yeah, Gatorade did something right here.
If y'all are taking a marketing class, there should be a case study that you guys really dive into, because honestly, I'm taking notes. And speaking of,
we have questions.
Yes.
More specifically, Ashton has questions.
I have a lot.
Gatorade, we have questions. Maybe y'all could comment. But I think the people would want another answer to this question too, because we're curious. The regular folks over here, we curious.
You got it. Go ahead.
So, Celtics fan over here. Tatum has a commercial, a Gatorade commercial. Clover Princess. No, let me put that out there now. No.
We can't.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But nobody can take that name. I'm the Clover Princess.
Okay.
Nobody can take that name. Okay. So, anyways, Tatum has a Gatorade commercial. He's talking Gatorade, and he's all in the green Celtics, dripped out. But when the Gatorade, how the Gatorade falls down, the face is dripping down their face. Ashton has a problem. Which I get, I understand. I'm curious too. It's not green Gatorade. They went with like yellow or orange. I don't remember the exact color, but it wasn't green. We want to know, Ashton. We want to know if that's like Gatorade's choice or like the players' choices, because it bothers her. Now I'm wondering if it bothers anybody else.
Because that was the first thing I thought of. I was like, this commercial's fire.
And every time it comes on.
Bro, I always wonder. I'm like, why didn't they take the opportunity to make the Gatorade green?
So,
that man's a Celtic. I thought y'all was green.
Oh, we are.
You
Big
sure?
green, not the little baby.
You sure about that?
Oh, I'm sure. Gatorade knows what's up.
I think Jason was orange. So, I'm trying to figure out, are y'all on the same page?
Oh, we on the same page. We green over
you
here.
Just saying that
green runs deep. Green runs deep, baby. Green runs deep. He is something. But we are curious. So we were wondering, like, is that Gatorade's call? Is that the player's call? Like, what makes you guys decide what color is going to be on the athlete's face?
Chat, what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments, because this has been bothering me for literally a couple weeks.
When we post this, I really would love to see Gatorade comment on here. Comment and be like, boom.
Hey,
Like,
matter of fact, Gatorade, hit that sponsorship too. Hey, I'm not playing with none of y'all. Y'all hear us.
I'm dehydrated, Gatorade.
Yeah. Okay, man. We need something.
And if I
that's
could
gonna
choose my
hydrate.
color Gatorade, it's gonna be green. I have green dripping down my face.
Of course.
Okay, but yeah. Nonetheless, Gatorade, y'all did your big one.
Shout out to Gatorade, man. Shout out to Kendrick. Shout out to all the athletes in the video. You guys did your big one with that, so that's really cool.
You know who else did his big one? You know who else did? Get her out of here right now. You know who else did a big one? In theaters this week, today. Sinners,
man.
Ryan Coogler, Sinners, directed Sinners with Michael B. Jordan. I really wanted to touch on this just because I've been seeing a lot about him on online and stuff, but just his journey from athlete to filmmaker is very interesting. More than interesting, it's inspiring. If y'all haven't seen the movie, I've heard great things already.
I've heard great things
too. I'm scrolling
too.
And people are like, I saw it once, I'm gonna go see it 3 more times.
Yeah.
So another hit classic for him. He's not new to this. He's true to this.
That's a fact.
So, but I was watching an old interview when we were saying it was like 11 years ago.
Yeah,
I want to say.
Yeah.
And he was speaking on just like the transition from. So for those who don't know his backstory, like he grew up in the Bay Area and he played football.
Correct.
And from what I've heard people read, is that he was really good and like he could have went pro. Like he was really good.
Oh, he was like that.
Yeah, so he had apparently like he felt like growing up he didn't fit in anywhere besides the football field. So he was really locked into football. He had a football scholarship to St. Mary's College in California.
Oh, I know exactly where St. Mary's was. We used to play them. Shout out to Cal Berkeley. I kind of consider myself a BayArea semi-native.
Oh yeah, you right.
Go Bears, you know what I mean? Berkeley was right next to Oakland. Telegraph, shout out to Telegraph.
Hey,
so.
let
me rewind. Go ahead.
But so he got a football scholarship, and at first he wanted to major in chemistry. He said because he was like, okay, if Plan B, he's good at math and he's good at science, and he was going to become a doctor, right? But so he had to take a creative writing class because it was like a liberal arts school, so they required you to take a creative writing class. So in this creative writing class, he talked about how he went in on the first day and his professor was talking about how much like football was so bad. Mind you, he's a football player. He's sitting in the class and he's listening to this professor going about how football was so bad and da-da-da. And he kind of like, they kind of have a little conversation about it, agree to disagree on it or whatever. She gives them their first assignment and they had to talk about who are your most emotional moment in life.
Whoa.
Yeah,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
So we get right into it, right?
That's very deep.
Yeah, their most emotional experience. So he says that he goes in and he just starts writing, and he was like, I didn't think too much of it because he's like, I didn't want to think on it too much because, I would overthink it, whatever. He's like, so he just went in and wrote it, turned it in, and he said he was chilling in his dorm room with his homies. Like, they was just chilling, and he got a call.
Chilling with the Sorry. Go ahead.
Right, we locked in. So he was chilling with his homies in the dorm, and he got a phone call from his professor, and she calls him, and she's like, hi, like, what are you doing? And he was like, oh, I'm just in my dorm. And she goes, can you come to my office? I want to talk about your assignment.
Yeah.
So he's like freaking out. Like, he's like, I'm like, what's happening? Like, dang, I shouldn't have wrote that.
Right, because when the professor is calling you
I never had no professor call my phone.
Last time a professor called my phone, I got in trouble.
He was like, yo, I was picturing walking into her office and the dean was gonna be there.
Yeah.
This one, like, so he's saying all this. But she calls him into the office, and he's like, open the door, and it's just her in there. So he called, or she sits him down, and then he's like, what do you want to be? Like, you know, what do you want to be? He's like, he's like, I was thinking about being a doctor. And she was like, why? Like, for what? And he was like, no one has ever asked me why. Like, usually when you tell someone you want to be a doctor, like, they're just like, oh, wow, like, that's amazing, da-da-da. And he was like, I don't know, like, I'm good at math and sciences, and, you know, it's something where I could make good money, help people. He's like, I thought I was doing the right thing. And so she goes, I read your work, basically, and I think you should, like, go into film. Like, it was really good. And he was, yes. She tells him, like, he should be a creative writer and, like, possibly go to Hollywood and write screenplays. And he looked at her like she was crazy. And he was like, is that all you want? And he was like, she's like, yeah, I just wanted to tell you, you know, like, I really love your work and I think you should consider da-da. Yeah. And so he's looking around her, like, you know, writers, they see things. So he's looking, observing, he's looking in her office, how she has so much books or whatever. And he was like, you know, I like reading. He was like, but I didn't even know what, like, screenplays were.
Right.
So he's like, okay. So he's like, I thought she was crazy. I went back to my room. He's like, and I started looking around my dorm and I see, like, posters, but, like, posters of, like, music and stuff like this, like, you know, all that stuff. He's like, and I was just thinking, like, well, I don't have books. Like, I like books. I like, you know, like, I like films and stuff. And he was like, so he started, like, think about it. So he had $20. Y'all, this starts fire. He had $20 in his pocket. And he went to go to Circuit City. Do y'all remember Circuit City?
Bro, I used to love Circuit City.
He pulled up to Circuit City with $20, bro. And he grabbed a Pulp Fiction, because he was really into Pulp Fiction, with the screenplay built in on, like, a CD. And then he said he put it in. It was $17. So he was like, perfect, I'll get this. I'll take it back to my room. He uses 20. And he goes to his room and he opens up the screenplay on Microsoft and he starts, like, messing around with it. He starts, like, playing around with it. And he was like, oh, like, I really like this. So every day he kept working at it. And, like, that's when he realized, like, he loved it. And then he literally said, like, the professor is still one of his closest friends to this day. Like, and I just think that is so beautiful. And I think it goes to show, like, God is gonna put you, like, you know, you're gonna be put where you need to be in life. Like, no matter what happens, like, you're gonna be placed, like, everything is gonna work out in your favor. Like, he really went from having no interest in screenplay, and one person saw it in him and was like, I really think you should consider this. And come to find out, like, he loves it. Like, he was gonna be a doctor, bro. He was gonna be a doctor.
First off, this man was destined to do something great.
Something amazing. Like, he would have been an amazing doctor, an amazing football player.
Like, and now this dude is a director over some of the best movies.
The best.
To hit, you know, the screen. So I'm just like, what's it like to be God's favorite?
Lord, I see what you're doing for others.
I see it.
I see it.
I was like, that's a great story.
I really was. And I was just like, wow. And he even, like, opened up. He has a really good interview out right now with Matt Barnes that, like, you should look at. But he even spoke on just because, you know, everyone could be like, oh, that's so dope that you transitioned from football to, you know, writing, directing. But he really said, like, he had to, it was hard to, like, you know, find your new identity, because he's always identified as a football player. He was like, so it was lonely at first because no one really knows you. He got a scholarship he got accepted to go to USC. So when he went to USC, he just said that it was, you know, it was a hard transition and he really just had to sit with himself. But all the things that he learned as a football player, like the work ethic, working with a team, like, yes. And because he was like, these people was complaining about working 12-hour days. He was like, those are our everydays. He's like, so
what? Absolutely. On top of having to do work on top of that.
Yes. So I just think, like, I thought it was inspiring, because it's just like everything that you go through is for a reason. Like, he needed to be a football player first, you know what I'm saying? And then it transitioned and it helped him become the person, the writer, the director that he is today. And just look where he's at now. Like, I was truly inspired. And I was just like, yo, shout out to Ryan.
All I know is once I go see that movie, I'ma just be like, you just have another level of respect for somebody when you understand their story and everything that they went through, because we see him as the Ryan Coogler. We don't see him as the person that worked from X to get to Y to get to Z. And so just being able to, first off, shout out to you for breaking down the story. Because you know
really
me.
Into it, bro.
Because you know me. That story would have still been gone.
Yo, get her.
Hey, they would have had to hit me with the SpongeBob 1 year later.
But we know our strengths and
the way
weaknesses.
you told it was really great. And so I feel like, first off, shout out to the professor as well.
Absolutely.
Because there are key people in everybody's life that allows them to propel to what they're supposed to be.
Yep.
And I feel like without her.
Yes. She changed the course of it. Like she really did. Yes. And did it in such like an empower. Like I think you should consider this. Like and I'm just like, yo, that's crazy.
Bro, can we talk a little bit about education and like
how
professors, coaches,
teachers,
teachers, and just. I don't think a lot of people understand how important it is to have, teachers and professors and coaches that are genuinely care about you and want to see you elevate. Because if she wanted to, she really didn't have to call him in and tell him that he should do X, Y, and Z. She could have easily read it, gave him an A.
Absolutely.
No feedback.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And a lot of people do that. Like, even with us in Swish Cultures, right? When I went to school, I was told that our company was a dud. I ain't even gonna lie. I was hot.
Look at you now.
Hey, matter of fact, got a B in one of my classes.
Hey, she's holding grudges.
I'm looking dead in the camera, too. Gave me a B in one of my classes. And people don't understand, we were building the business while I was going to school. So it was discouraging, going to office hours and then being kind of heard or told, per se, that this isn't going to work. And then they don't help you. You know what I mean? So shout out to the professor for taking the time to really bring insight to her students and empowering. Look at him, he's a superstar now.
Absolutely.
Shout out to all the teachers. It's really important, especially now too. So yeah, man, they're not getting enough credit.
Absolutely. That is the true testament to just how at every level, like, someone could just have such a big impact on your career and the direction of your life. Like you said, she didn't have to take that time, and she did. And look at where he's at now because of it. I heard Michael B. Jordan say that he was on TNT and he was talking to the Inside the NBA crew, and he was saying how Ryan is the way, because they've worked together previously on other films, and he was like, Ryan is like a coach. Like, he brings out the best in me. So I just think the whole
it's giving more than an athlete.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And
it's really giving that.
Yeah, and even Ryan was saying, like, a lot of film directors, they were their previous athletes. Like, so it's just, I think, and Matt Barnes was talking about as well, just how we've transitioned from not the whole shut up and dribble. Like, they know and they realize and they see it now that you can do whatever you want, outside of.
Can you talk a little bit about that, the Matt Barnes and Ryan connection too? Because I think that's kind of important on the outside, and even that interview where you can hear more about what Ryan has to say.
Yeah, that's why if you haven't go that interview is a really good interview. And they knew each other previously. I guess Matt Barnes' brother and Ryan had went to school together, and so they say the comments were saying that Ryan looked the most comfortable he's looked in any interview, and so it was it was when you know each other, you have that chemistry. But yeah, and they were just saying, even Ryan was just saying, watching Matt achieve his goals and stuff was inspiring. And so he
also transitioned from
and so he said too, he was like, look at you, how you transitioned. He was like, and you made it seem like a seamless transition and everything. He was like, and then you look at Draymond, who's doing it as a current professional athlete and having his podcast. So I was like, so I just think it speaks about don't let nobody keep you in a box. And I love that these athletes are getting to find themselves outside of the sport, because there's so much more than just an athlete.
So much more.
So much more. Swish knows firsthand. So much more than just an athlete, bro. And
so much more.
Y'all deserve more than just that. Y'all deserve life is go after everything that you want. And so I shout out to Ryan, and like you said, going to go see that movie, now I'm gonna even just appreciate it even more. So just knowing the backstory.
I might be low-key scared, but I'm just like, hey man, I'm supporting. Shout out to Ryan, bro. All right, well, speaking of sinners, speaking of sinners, the NBA refs have, in the world of Twitter, been sinning.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. And this is a real conversation, because we kind of tapped into it just a little bit off the camera. So basically, if you guys haven't seen, NBA refs are missing critical calls and rescinding technical fouls. And if you guys don't know, I'm a co-founder of Swish Culture, so we've been kind of keeping up with it, and we've been posting when, you know, certain calls have been rescinded. So should there be consequences when this stuff happens? Should the refs, you know, have to do something, etc.? So
okay, wait, before we get into that, I feel like, you know, we might have fans that don't really know what that means. So can we break it down? So when she's saying, like, I'm listening to it and I'm thinking maybe somebody might not know what that means. Yes. So when she's saying a ref rescinds the call, it means, like, in a live game, they called a technical. For example, I think the most recent one was with Ant, right?
Yeah, Anthony Edwards.
Yes. Yeah. So they called a technical foul on Anthony Edwards, and he got, did he get ejected?
I believe, well, he was on the verge of suspension.
Okay. Either way, you can only have a certain amount of tags. Some if you get 2 in a game, you get ejected.
Yeah.
So when a ref calls a technical foul, then after they give a technical foul on a player, and then after the game, the NBA comes out and announces that
it gets rescinded, like the call was a mistake, and then it's actually supposed to be taken back. And I think that also happened with Luka.
Yes.
So when all this stuff is happening, those are pivotal moments that it takes the player out of the game. It switches the shift of how the game is going. Mm-hmm. And, you know, usually when an athlete does something bad, they get fined, they get suspended, they get ejected, they get a tech, whatever the case may be. So the athlete always suffers a consequence. But the refs that make the call, if it is a wrong call, nothing happens.
Yeah, they get told you were wrong.
Basically, or the NBA comes out with a report or says, like, they contacted the franchise and they do the whole rescinding process, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I remember when we posted the Anthony Edwards thing, I commented under our Swish Cultures post, like, you know, a genuine question, because, like I said, we're very neutral. It's just like we're just trying to learn, especially myself. If a ref makes the wrong call during a pivotal time, or just a wrong call in general, that is something of that magnitude of, like, a tech, ejection, suspension. Yep. What happens? And everyone was like, nothing. And it's irritating. And then, like, they're trying to, and I was like, I also asked, like, what should happen? So they're saying, like, the ref should get fined, X, Y, and Z. And so what a lot of people don't know too is that refs kind of, like, look over the plays, and when they make a call, like, they're supposed to do a report after, you know, each game, etc. So then this is where the floor is open.
Yep. Chat.
What do we think that the consequence for refs should be? Because
okay, let's put ourselves as best we can in a player's shoes, right? If you get a tech called on you, you're hot. You know, bro, these guys, they be getting hot.
Not gonna lie, I'm crashing out.
It is falling off the floor.
Because when I play, and for context, I play volleyball. If I got carded. First off, I'm looking at the ref like, hey, man, don't do too much.
Calm down.
Don't do too much. But, like, if I got ejected from a game, I'm tweaking.
Yes, and I also think, too, like, okay, say you get a tech, and you know in your heart of hearts that there was no reason for that call to be made, and then you get even more upset, which could lead to a second tech, which could lead to an ejection. So I'm just like, you know, I do think refs should be held accountable, and and these players are also, they're losing money.
Yeah.
For refs calling texts that shouldn't be called. So I think that at some capacity, refs should be held accountable, whether that is a fine, whether that is like, yo, bro, you got to go watch 2 hours of film and figure that out, because I don't want to see that. Like, you got to learn from your mistakes, whatever it is. Like, they should be held. It should not be like we wipe our hands with it and be like, oh, okay, hopefully next time he gets it right.
Yeah, and it's kind of a touchy subject too, because refs are also human.
Absolutely.
Because if I was a ref, someone's screaming in my face.
Oh, and they be talking crazy. I know y'all see.
They be talking. You know, some athletes be talking crazy. I might have to hit them with a little T too. So it just depends. Like, obviously, there's two sides to every story. So take that into consideration when, you know, answering in the comments about the refs' accountability and stuff like that. Just, you know,
think if somebody close in your family was a ref,
or yourself.
Yes.
How you would handle it.
I also think it's like, I think some refs act on emotions in certain instances, and that's when players can get ejected. I think maybe if like, okay, they come together in their little huddle or whatever before someone gets ejected, speak on what took place, and they can kind of agree or disagree if they feel like, and I know they don't want to question a ref's, they don't want to undermine a ref or anything like that, but I think when it does change the outcome of a game, the course of a game, I think they go and review everything. Like, I think it should be discussed. We should make sure that is the right decision. What did he say? You know what I'm saying? Anything of that nature. So I think Adam, is Adam in charge of that?
I don't know.
We'll figure it out. Whoever's in charge of that.
I would think it is.
We got to figure that out. I think that's something that needs to. They always want to go to the drawing board for everything else. Let's go to the drawing board for these refs.
It's very tough. So, with that being said, being a ref, that job is not easy.
Oh yeah, we respect what y'all do.
It comes with a lot of responsibility.
With great responsibility.
So you get what I mean?
I know what you're saying. I can't say the code.
Yeah, no, I know you know, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. It's just a lot of responsibility being a ref, and but at the same time, if athletes have to pay, literally and emotionally, all that stuff, the ref has to have some type of consequence. That should just be part of the game. Point blank period.
And I think we all, at the end of the day, our agenda is to just grow the game. We love the game. Let's all just let's find a way to make it better. Yeah.
Now.
Playoffs.
Now, wait. Before we even tap into playoffs, you say about making the game better. Now, this is what I've been hearing on tech Twitter, integrated with sports. Will refs eventually get taken over by AI?
I forgot you were talking about this.
I don't know why
earlier.
I'm obsessed with this topipic, but I don't think so. I don't want them. I don't want refs to be taken over by AI.
After we complain about them, we still watch y'all.
All I'm saying, and technically we weren't even complaining. It's just like, okay, if athletes have to have a consequence, refs should have a consequence equal.
Good. Yeah, we respect. Let's put out. We respect the heck out of refs and what they do.
It's just equality. That's all we're saying.
That's it. But AI.
Hey man, not gonna lie, I talk to chat a lot, and chat don't make a lot of mistakes now. So if we see that aspect on during the games where you're able to get the fast response right away, accurate response right away, do you think that the NBA is going to start implementing that type of stuff? Because they kind of are and I know this is basic, but just even with the reviews, right? Yeah. I see when I'm at Intuit Dome, I'm seeing 4 close-up angles on the Halo board.
Oh yeah, technology is that we definitely advancing in that aspect.
It's kind of OD.
I think it'll be implemented, but take over the actual individual. No.
Bro, we got drones in stadiums.
I know. I don't think in our lifetime we will ever see.
Girl, we still young.
I'm saying this with my chest.
I fear we're gonna see it.
No person on the court, no ref on the court. Bro, don't do this to me.
I don't like it. I don't want that to happen. Let's stamp that right now. I don't want it to happen. I fear though there's gonna be everything is gonna be detected through technology, where you have probably one person that's down there and able to do a possible review over it. But a lot of it, the accuracy is crazy. I think in volleyball, I don't even think they have line judges anymore. I don't know. I might be wrong. I might be living in the future.
Because I could be completely wrong, and I could just be speaking from don't change the game that I love. But
I don't want the game to change, but everything around us is changing.
No, facts. Change is inevitable. But to what extent with
I don't think it'll be a good thing, because sometimes a ref's bad call is a dream for a team, and it just keeps
hey, who these players don't do that at?
You know what I mean? It keeps the game interesting. You know what I mean? So if every call, because sometimes refs be letting players rock. Sometimes this might be a push off.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be high if it's a big chapter in the game and they call that.
That's an interesting discussion. What do you guys think? Do you think that AI will take over refs and we will have no more refs
if they haven't
in the
already.
game of basketball. I know that's what I'm saying. It probably is something that's. But I didn't do my research on it yet, so if y'all know something that we don't know, please let me know. But like, I will cry, real tears. I will write Adam a letter and be like, bro, hold off on this until like.
Yeah, me too. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like that. We don't like that. I like humans, man.
I like the black and white stripes walking up and down the court. I like it.
Hey, what did you say? You said
like
you gonna see Luka yelling at a robot.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
Luka gonna kick that robot, bro.
Gonna be like,
that's the last thing I want to see is somebody fighting a robot, bro. I cannot.
Yeah,
that.
we hope they keep the refs.
Yeah, let's do no AI, man.
But speaking, I feel like we caught them up and put you on game.
Basketball
all around the world. We love that basketball. To the beach. Bow wow, pull up on the pod.
Pull up on the pod.
Playoffs, y'all, start this weekend.
True.
Tomorrow, y'all, when we drop this because you know we be busy. But we kind of have a gist of who's all matching up. Ashton, who are you, like, what matchup are you just most excited to see? As a fan, who are you just personally just most excited? What matchup are you excited to see?
I'm biased, you know that. Clippers versus Denver.
Shown into his Knicks.
Got them into it, zone. Hey man, someone asked me what shoes I got. I said I got the Intuit Dome.
So I was like, oh, I like your shoes. She's like, thank you, they're the Intuits. I fell out laughing, bro. Because I was like, yo, please tell me what I.
Hey, shout out to the Clippers, man. I'm kind of biased because I cover the Clippers mainly, and I'm around the team a lot. And also my cousin plays for the Clippers. Shout out to Amir Coffee.
But I think even if not being a fan of the Clippers, that is going to be a really good series.
Yeah, for sure. And shout out to Zubac.
Hey, wait, before she gets into it, I got to give credit where credit is due, because we were talking a couple weeks ago. We were like, yo, who's like an underrated player right now? And she did pick Big Zoo.
Hey, man.
He been going crazy.
I love Zoo, man. Okay, I can't get geeked out over it because I literally see him all the time. But I just, like, his progression has been crazy. He is so consistent. I think the matchup is going to be great. I honestly have nothing bad to say about Zoo. He is great.
Yeah, no.
He's great.
Hey,
he's a key factor for the Clippers.
Yeah, shout out to the Clippers, just first and foremost. Their season, just shout out to them.
You got James. That's a bucket. Hey, quick twitch movements. That man is in
year 16. Year 16, bro.
Come on, bro. And you got some dope V9s that just came out. If you want to ship us,
baby.
You know what I mean?
Hey, so I love the green Johns, right? Because you know me and green.
Of course.
But that red and silver John he had on the other day with the stripes, the
Hellcat.
Yeah, bro.
I think you're talking about the Hellcats.
Those are fire.
Yeah. That's hard.
I need those. I need those ones.
Okay, man. I was looking at the camera hey, what you gonna do?
But shout out to year 16, James cooking.
James is amazing.
Cooking.
Kawhi coming off injury. Kawhi. He has been nothing but superb.
Can we just give Kawhi his flowers? Because even through all of the injuries, bro bounces back like he was never out. Like
it's strange,
it's
man.
Incredible, actually.
And it's like, this is gonna show how washed I am. I tore my meniscus 3 times, so I've never been the same.
That's what I'm saying. To play at that level and like at that level, like
and
it's not
killing.
like he's just out here chilling on the he's Kawhi.
Correct. Because once he gets in the midi, might as well. The defense doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, shout out to Clippers. They're having a very good season. I'm excited for them, and I think if anyone matches up with Denver well, it is the Los Angeles Clippers, and I think it's going to be a really good series. I think the Zubac and the Jokic matchup is going to be really good. And yeah, I think if everyone stays healthy, I think it could go either way.
All right. Same question for you.
Y'all know who the Clover Princess is picking, baby.
I set this
the
all
Clover
up.
Princess.
If you can hear me, I set this all up. Look, she's still talking about it.
Going back to back,
hey, man,
baby.
Look, she's not gonna stop. She's not gonna stop.
Never gonna stop. Obviously, the series I'm most excited for is anyone the Celtics are playing first and foremost. So
that's fair.
So
you gotta go with your team.
I'm rocking with the Celtics. Y'all know the vibes. Another matchup though I am excited for is the Lakers versus Timberwolves.
Period.
I think any hoop fan should be. You got Ant, who just, we remember last postseason. Yes.
Nas Reed.
Julius Randle,
Correct.
excited to see that versus Luka and LeBron. Like, Ant's going to be talking his talk, and it's just going to be, it's going to be a show.
It's going to be smooth.
But another one on the East Coast that I'm actually really excited for. I know we gave the Clippers their flowers, but shout out to the Detroit Pistons, yo.
Ooh,
the Detroit basketball is back, baby. And I think them guys are really, they be getting on my nerves when they be playing us. You know, I'd be like, yo, back up. But I think the Knicks versus the Pistons is going to be a real dogfight, and I'm excited. Get your popcorn ready for that one. Honestly, I just love the NBA, and I'm excited. I'm excited for all of it.
We're going to be stressed. I can't even lie.
The matchups are matching, bro. These are good.
I'm going to be stressed out. My edges is going to be cooked. Like, I'm just...
Hey, the group chat going to be on fire, bro.
All I know is
Milan's
Milan's going to be putting clovers everywhere.
Hey, chat, put the clovers in
wearing
chat, bro.
green.
Well, yeah, we going to call it out. Celtics are going back to back.
Hopefully,
you heard it here first from the Clover
Jason
Princess.
Is, rocking with green Gatorade.
Hey, Gatorade, can you send us some drinks for the playoffs?
So who do you guys got? You know what I mean? We want to hear your guys' answers because obviously it's fam here.
Yes. Yes.
This is super exciting.
Yeah, and I think I'm excited for good basketball. This is the best time of the year, y'all. And I'm whew, as a basketball fan, y'all, I'm ready. Like, I've been waiting. I've been counting down the days. It feels like Christmas, and we really get playoff basketball is back, baby. So let us know who y'all got, who y'all going with, what matchup you excited to see. And yeah, that's it.
And that's it for Put You On Game. Where what?
Where you leave, with more than you came.
I know that's right.
I'm never ever wrong. We signing off. Ashten and Milaan. We'll catch y'all next week.
Next time.
Adios.
Adios.